Hey guys, I'm Rogan, and this is my Hopeless Record shirt. Look at the back; it has an awesome rose on it. No, it's a rant. It's a typical rant. We believe in the diversity of thought here, and these are just ideas that are worth sharing. So today's topic is a video idea slash request from my cousin S. I don't usually like to name drop people in my videos because privacy reasons. I guess you could say because eventually someone will figure out that my real name and like my previous channels and stuff like that. So I don't really like to name drop people. But S is a really cool dude. I've always really looked up to him. He's a great guy. He's very successful, very smart. And his brother is very successful and smart in his own way too. So I really love them both. I mean, I love all my family. So anyway, so his request was the decline of retail, the retail apocalypse, and the retail apocalypse has basically been happening since like probably the mid 2010s. But I'm going to be basically focusing on 2019 to the present, like right now, February 26th, 2023. And this isn't meant to be like super like documentary and in depth and all this research and I'm reading an article and stuff. I'm just giving you my opinion, what I see, because the real research is like when you hop out there in the field, you know. So so a local mall where I used to live in Bristol County in Massachusetts, it was called we'll just call it the Sapphire Shopping Center. I'm not gonna tell you the real name of it, but if people from around the area, they know what I'm talking about. It's like a gem. It's like a gem name mall, and so I remember going to that mall when I was really young, maybe like 6, 7, and it was lively. Like the food court had no vacancies. There was like hardly any vacancies. It was a really nice place to go. Escalators always worked, but every time I go there now, which is kind of rare now that I live in Rhode Island, I usually go to the Providence Place Mall now. So um, but yeah, so anyway, what I'm saying is that old mall used to be pretty cool. It's not as nice as the one I go for walks at now, but so it's just that like every year since 2015, I would go there and I'd go for my walks because I most of like 90 something% of the time when I go to a mall, I go there to walk. I don't really go there to buy things because I don't need anything or I don't really want more crap because I have enough crap I still have to get rid of in my new place. So when I go there, when it's too hot, too cold, raining, snowing, anything that you can think of that it's not nice weather to walk outside, like on a sidewalk or a park, I go to the mall and I walk. And I notice things, and I've been noticing things for years. That mall that I just referenced in Bristol County, Massachusetts, was just sold to a property development company, and they're actually going to be reinventing it into apartments and stuff like that. But it's going to take years for that to happen, for it to be completed. But Sears, one of the three anchors in that mall, the other two anchors being J.C. Penney and Macy's. J.C. Penney and Macy's are still in that mall. Don't know how they're doing. Probably haven't been paying their rent. Or their lease or whatever, and like it's about 40 to 55% vacancy rate in that mall. It's depressing. It's like they have the skylight, but every time I go there, it's overcast and you can't see anything. And easily more than half of the stores, the places are vacant, and there's not a lot of people there. I go there many different times a day, and the only times that there's like a little bit more decent foot traffic is on the weekends. Understandable, I understand that, but like every day at Providence Place Mall, there's a good amount of people there. Believe me, it's like that mall is an anomaly. It's because it's right next to the highway in the capital city. I mean, so yeah, whatever. I mean, find me, big deal. I just revealed whatever. Anyway, so getting back to the Sapphire Mall. Anyway, they it's just been in decline for so long, and they always have these signs like leasing opportunities available or like new things are on their way and they never come. And now those are just like big shopping center like indoor malls, right? Obviously malls have been on a decline for so long, but the thing is what a lot of people don't realize is that everyone always is like, oh well, it's the online shopping and it's Amazon that's the reason all the malls are dying. And it's like, well, that's part of it. You have to understand that it's just one part of the story with Amazon. But in the past, since 2018, 2019, people are getting tapped out, right? They live their whole life and they finance their whole life on 5 to 15 different credit cards. and they pay the minimums, and they just go buy things they don't need. But they're fine. What's happening is, past few years, people have actually been prioritizing more necessities because of inflation, and they're using credit cards to pay for necessities, and they can't. They literally can't buy things they don't need and want. If I can talk. And that's why this retail apocalypse has been accelerating in the past few years. Now, I don't have super in-depth research about what I said, but that's what I believe, and that's what a lot of people are saying that I watch and that I talk to in real life and YouTube, like people on YouTube. So, yeah, the mall is just it's depressing, dreary. It's just not a nice place to go. It's but like if you go to like an outlet mall, it's like an outdoor mall. It's like an outdoor shopping center. Like one of those where somewhat close to where I used to live is still thriving. I like last time I was there, there was no vacancies there. So, but people, it's a big. It's not like a tourist destination, but it's like a place where a lot of different races and a lot of foreign people like to go because there's a lot of like premium brands, premium outlet stores, and budget affordable things and like food and stuff. So it really that's interesting. But then you look at like these new developments that actually go up is like the it's mostly just like big parking lots and like big buildings, like these big buildings that are outside, but they're all individual stores. There might be a grocery store and a hair salon and a specialty store or like a clothes store or sporting goods store or like a Home Depot, but they're all like outside. They're like big built. There's like a huge building that's just connected, but there might be like 10 different businesses or 10 different tenants. That type of retail is not really super declining, but what I said before is just that people are getting tapped out. They can't afford things they don't need anymore. So they're prioritizing necessities. They're prioritizing food. They're prioritizing their water bill, their heating bill, their electric bill, their car payment, the car payment they don't need, of like the car that's too expensive and has too many bells and whistles that they don't need. Their rent payment, their mortgage payment, or going out to eat. Like people still really want to go out to eat, right? That's so people are prioritizing more. I wouldn't say they're getting I wouldn't say they're getting a lot smarter, but the thing is, inflation is really beating down a lot of people right now. There's a lot of people that it's affecting, and the inflation is not going to get better. The Federal Reserve is not aggressive enough with their rate hikes, and they can't be too aggressive because they could tank the market. They could help the government default. The government's eventually going to need to be bailed out, and then the banking system too. Oh, geez, I can make a 3-part video about the banking system, how that's been on shaky ground since 2019 with the reverse repo market injections. But I can get into that topic in another video. But that's a little bit down the road. So yes, so that's what's happening, and you just need to be aware of it. When they say inflation has decreased from 9.1% year over year or month over month, like year over year, this time last month, like this month last year, and then it's like declined to 6.2 or 6.4% or whatever it is. It's not doing much. Because the real inflation rate is close to double, like what they say. Because in the CPI and the PPI, they take things out. They exclude, how like housing, cars, food, gas, oil, energy, like that type of thing. Like people are prioritizing their bills, right? But that stuff's not included in that. So there's like, oh well, clothing and like they manipulate the numbers. So when the federal funds rate right now is between 4.5 and 5%, and what the federal funds rate basically is just like a broad umbrella interest rate that kind of dictates all the interest rates on everything else trickling down in the economy, basically. So like the average rate on a 30-year mortgage right now is like 6.94%. I saw that last night. And that's if you have like impeccable, almost perfect credit and 20+% down. So, and like car loans are going up and the car payments are going up. I know I'm really going off on a tangent here, but I already touched on the retail stuff. But anyway, I guess I'm trying to provide maybe a little bit more context, right? So you look at, you know, in the high 70% of Americans, they live paycheck to paycheck. The savings rate is about like 2.1%. So for every $100 they make, they save $2 about, right? That's another statistic. You want to know another statistic? 52% of this country makes $38,000 or less. Let that sink in for a second. I'll give you a second. Just let that. Okay, it's sunk in. You heard it right now. Of that $38,000 or less that 52% of the American population makes, that's before they take your taxes out, right? So then that's what you're left with. You might be left with 25 grand, and then like a heating bill might be $300 a month, and a car payment might be 300. Like, and then some people are like, how are people getting by? Like, how are people doing it? Well, goes back to one of my previous points I made in this video. Credit cards. They're using credit cards to finance their life with mostly necessities. That's why, turn in a 360 circle back to why retail is continues to accelerate and decline. So, thanks for sticking with me with that point, that rant. I'm surprised I wrapped that up in a pretty good bow. Thanks so much for my cousin S who gave me the recommendation. And go to a mall, go for a walk, and don't spend any money. Hit that like button if you liked it, and if you didn't like the video, make sure to smash that dislike button. It gives me a chance to improve, make better content, make more content, and just get better overall with what I'm doing. If you didn't like my shirt, my topic, or my face, you know the deal. Subscribe, hit that subscribe button, it's free, and that notification bell. It might work, it might not. I would love to hear what you guys have to say in the comments section down below. Have a great rest of the day. I'll see you next time.